What do you think the F stands for? Alright, welcome back to New Zero Land. So as you guys know, I've been riding my Zero SR for about 3 years. And over that time, the bikes haven't really changed very much. There's been a few smaller revisions. In 2016, the new IPM motor came out, along with a slightly bigger battery. In 2017, they put a bigger controller on the bike for more power. In 2018, we got a totally new battery chemistry for the 14.4 kilowatt hour pack. And then in 2019, we got new paint. But last year's kind of disappointing release was actually just buying them more time to unveil the next model. So here it is, the Zero SRF. Let's start off with the most exciting part for me, more power. It's a completely new motor, so they jumped from 71 horsepower up to 110 horsepower, and from 116 foot-pounds of torque all the way up to 140. So on a bike that weighs about 100 pounds less than an Energica's, the acceleration's got to be insane. Does the F stand for faster? They also raised the top speed to 124 miles per hour, which, that makes me happy. You see, a few years ago, I took a tour at Zero, and I asked the guy, hey, when are you going to make a bike that goes over 102 miles per hour, which was the limit since forever? And the response I got was, nobody wants that, and it's haunted me to this day. So this is huge. This means Zero wants to make a sport bike. They want to escape that commuter bike stigma. So yeah, this might not mean a lot to you guys who just bought electric to save money commuting, or hypermilers who just want to be super, super efficient. But for those of us who ride motorcycles for fun, for the thrill of speed, this is awesome news. So thank you, Zero, so much. Zero's been promoting this as a whole new platform, and it makes sense because the frame is totally different. It looks a lot like an Energica, but that works. The Showa suspension looks way beefier than before, and now it has dual front brakes. They're still J1, but they look better. And to go with that, they've updated the whole Bosch ABS system and added traction control. Zero, you're blowing my mind. Also, look at this fancy new color dash. But it's not just a new dash, the whole interface is new. They created this new operating system called Cypher 3 that can store all the data from your rides and also give you full control of charging. So you can set it to charge at a certain time or to a certain percentage. This is crazy. This is exactly what we wanted. The ride data thing is pretty cool too, because you can record your ride, like a commute for example, and then the next day you can see how much energy you use compared to like different days, if it's different weather or you go faster, or if you're stuck in traffic. Or if you go to the racetrack, you can find out how fast you can drain the battery.
Really fast.
Another cool change in this bike is using a 12-volt battery instead of just running the whole 12-volt system off the DC-DC converter.
So what, it needs batteries?
Those things failed almost as much as the onboard chargers, so I'm glad that they're using 12-volt batteries now. Okay, let's talk about styling. Maybe the F stands for fuel tank, because it looks like a gas bike. Actually, it's an Aprilia Shiver or MV Agusta Brutale. I like that it's a full-size bike. It's closer to an Energica now. You know, it has a 180 rear tire, but it just doesn't look electric. That may be exactly what you want, but as a buddy pointed out, it's hard to justify paying twice the price for something that looks exactly the same as something that's half that. And the Aprilia Shiver is exactly half that price. If you're paying a premium price for something because it's electric and has futuristic tech, then it has to look futuristic, or at least look different than other bikes. The battery range hasn't changed because they kept the same battery as the last bike, and that actually, I have two things I want to say on that topic. We need to stop using the city range number to promote this bike because it doesn't fit with the image of a sport bike. If you add more power and raise the top speed, it's not a commuter bike anymore, it's a sport bike. And there's no possible way you're going to get 161 miles on a charge unless you're going 20 miles per hour the whole time. And nobody's going to do that. So let's just be realistic. Highway range, how far can you go on the bike if you're doing 65 miles per hour the whole time? Probably 80 to 90 miles. Add a windscreen, some fairings maybe, and you can bump that up a bit, but I feel like that's pretty realistic. And that might be enough for you. For the last 3 years, it's been enough for me. If 90 miles isn't enough for you, then they're going to do the whole power tank thing again, where you can add another battery under the tank to extend your range. But again, same deal as the previous bikes, where you have to choose between more range or faster charging. Which brings me to issue number 2. The chargers on this bike are confusing the internet. So it seems like they're following the DigiNow method of just adding more chargers as you need them. So the bike comes with a 3 kilowatt charger, which is definitely a step up from the 1.3 it used to come with. And then you can add on another 3 kilowatt to have 6 kilowatts. And it's cool that they have a J port that comes standard on the bike. Having 6 kilowatts on your bike means you can charge in about 2 hours, and J stations are everywhere, so it's perfect. The confusion though is that you can add another 6 kilowatt charger in the tank area, and so you have 12 kilowatts of charging power, and you can charge in 1 hour, and it's just about 1C charging, and it's magic, right? But this is a problem because there's only one J port on the bike, and 12 kilowatt J stations don't really exist. Like if you go on PlugShare and you look up J1772 stations, it's usually 6.6 kilowatts, sometimes less, like they'll even trip at 6 kilowatts. So there's nowhere to actually use those extra chargers. They're marketing the bike as if you can charge in 1 hour at any of these J stations, and it's just not the case. So I'm not really sure what Zero was thinking, and a lot of people are going to be disappointed when they go out and try and charge and they trip J stations. There is a way to do it though, and it's by using Tesla destination chargers. But is that something Zero wants you to do? I mean, we've been using them already and they're awesome, but is Elon cool with that?
This is crazy. We should not do this.
Anyway, this is a huge step forward for Zero, and I'm super excited about it. I really want to ride one, and I'm excited about the future upgrades and iterations on this new platform. So Zero, whatever the F you're doing, keep on doing it. Jeez, who writes this?